Panpsychic Mysticism. Here you'll find proof trees are conscious. This article is dedicated to physicist Federico Faggin and Professor Giacomo in their YouTube video, Quantum Information Panpsychism Explained, at about the 49-minute mark, Mr. Faggin promises to provide proof that trees are conscious. Would it be proof enough if trees created facial images repeatedly? This is a facial image created in the leaves of a wild black cherry tree. It looks like an African mask. Here we have another facial image that looks like a lamb. This one was created in the tree next to the wild black cherry tree. I call this image the yellow-nosed griffin. In this slide, we have two images. The one I call the yellow-nosed griffin, and to the right of it here, we have what I call the clown face. Here's proof, drawn by conscious trees, and there are more photos and videos of facial images created by rocks, water, and fire. All the elements participate. Here's looking at you. That's what I call this facial image. And this was found on the bark or the trunk of a cherry blossom tree. This image could be skull man or skull woman. And I found this in the hollow of an oak tree. Nature is amazing and soulful. The images here and in the videos to follow are symbols and signs, a language, if you will, that says, look at me, I am a conscious being too. For lack of better terms, I call these images tree spirits, rock spirits, or water spirits. They're all nature spirits of the elements. Let's take a look at my first tree spirit discovery. My first tree spirit discovery, seen in the leaves of a wild black cherry tree, August 1st, 2013. Watch the video. This video footage is presented to quiet any skepticism folks might have as to the validity of these and future images. Unless otherwise stated, the photos and videos on this channel are recorded by me on a camcorder or cell phone. Nothing is photoshopped. Nothing is the delusion of pareidolia. These images are as real can get. We live on a conscious planet and in a soulful universe. We live in oneness. Hasina! Hasina, come here. Look at this nature spirit caught right in the middle of the film. You see that face? Yeah, right in the middle of this here.
Yeah. Which one? Ooh.
You see the eyes, the nose, the mouth.
Wow.
Now, I don't know. That's what it, you know.
That's scary.
Look at that. At least got eyelashes. Do you see it now?
It looks like something from...
It's almost like a lion.
Like the trees from, what is it, that trilogy, and they be walking around.
Well, I don't see it with my bare eyes.
Me either.
But in the picture, it's so plain.
The camera. That's
In the camera.
But, oh, yeah. This is freaky. We have a man in the tree. See, that's the tree face. For the tree is a lion. We have a lion in the tree.
Very interesting indeed.
That's the tree spirit of a lion.
Right in front of our court. Well, I'm going to cut it off now. My arm's getting tired. Goodbye, Tree Spirit. Thanks for visiting.
Thanks for protecting us.
I'm Ronnie, and this is my wife, Hasina. She's been my partner and invaluable assistant on this nature spirit journey. I want to draw your attention to some of the facial features on this image that looks like an African mask. We have eyes, 2 eyes. We have a nose. We have a mouth. We have a chin. We have things coming down that look like bearded things. But I want to draw your attention to the larger face, the rounder face. And in the rounder face, here we have an eye. And we also, what is the forehead of the smaller face is also the nose of the larger face. And the eyes here, the eyes become the nostrils of the larger face. So I think you get the picture. This is something that nature spirits often do. They combine 2 or more faces or images into a single picture. Here we have the image that I call the lamb. There's the head. Here's the snout of the lamb. And here we have the eye of the lamb. And there, right there, we have the eyeball. Now, in this photo, we have 3 images stacked together. First of all, let's take a look here. Although you can't see the complete picture of it, here we have the lamb that we saw in the previous video. You see there's the snout, and there's the eye, and there's the eyeball. And on top of the lamb's head, we have a clown face. There's an eye of the clown, there's another eye, and there's the mouth of the clown, and the lamb's head becomes the shoulders of the clown. And then over here, we have the yellow-nosed griffin. And we have eyes, and we have nose, and we got some hooded things or big loopy ears, I don't know what to call them. And we've got some type, maybe look like a wingspan on the griffin. But I wanted to draw your attention to this to demonstrate to you how these nature beings, these beings that are not human, have created this combination of facial images all in one little photograph here. They had to be pretty smart to do something like this. very aware. So I wanted to take a closer look at these two images together. This one is pretty obvious. This looks like a face, got the eyes, got the nose, and I'm calling it the yellow-nosed griffin because I don't know what else to call it. But let's take a look at this face over here. This is kind of like a clown, and looks like it might have a little bozo uh, hairstyle going on over here. And you come around here, you have the head, and we have an eye here and an eye there, and we have a little mouth there. Uh, and I think you can see this now that I have pointed out. If you didn't see it before, we have these two images, the yellow-nosed griffin and the clown face. And once again, underneath here, that's a portion of the lamb's head. Now, there's something else going on with this clown face that I'm going to discuss in a later video that is really quite significant to me personally. But we'll get to that in another video. Now we have the skull's head in the hollow of an oak tree. Uh, I'm going to zoom in on the next slide so you can see this closer. But we have the eye, a nose, we have a mouth, we have a chin, and a larger part of it looks like a skull. So we zoomed in a little closer and you can see better now. Now this first thing here, this kind of gives you the impression of a skull, but it also becomes the cap of there's an eye, there's a nostril, there's a mouth, there's a chin. How's that for trees being conscious, aware, and thinking beings? This presentation is just the beginning. There are many more images created by nature beings to come, so stay tuned. This is the wild black cherry tree when bearing fruit. I want you to pay close attention to the form and shape of the leaves in this photo. Compare them to the leaves in the next two slides. I leave you with a mystery. What are your thoughts on this image?